So you have 2 kids.
I do.
Do they use TikTok?
No, they're too young for that.
So what ages are they?
8 and 6.
Okay.
TikTok is, here in the US, if you're below the ages of, if you're below 13, you get a very restricted version of TikTok. And in many other countries around the world, we don't allow users who are below 13.
I guess the question is, I know that you said it's a legal requirement that kids under 13 have to have a different app, effectively. Yes. But I guess the question is, do they have to have an app at all? Could you limit it so that the kids couldn't have access to it? Is that something you'd ever think about?
The last time I checked, no. The answer is no. Like, as in terms of the legal requirement doesn't allow me to do this. But I can get back to you on this.
All right, y'all, what is going on? It is Black Balloon, and we are coming back with another video. So y'all already know what's going on. So this video was a request under my last video, and I thought it would be a good idea to finally talk about TikTok and to give my personal opinion of what I think and believe TikTok to be and the purpose of it. You know, for me, I take everything, you know, for both sides of what it is. You know, it being an app that's kind of like a double-edged sword, and you have a spiritual side to everything, you know. So we're going to visit the spiritual side of what I think TikTok was actually created for and why it's, you know, basically running the digital world today, right? So before we get into that, we'll do a little bit of technical talk about TikTok, about the US basically wanting to ban the app, right? And how it's basically a huge data breach to everyone that uses it. TikTok, the app can basically read your keystrokes on your phone. They can pretty much monitor everything you do inside of the app. So I just want to get a little technical a little bit with this article, just to read a little bit of it before we go into like my personal opinion of TikTok, right? And what the owner of TikTok had to say about it. So it says a ban of TikTok throughout the United States, if it could actually be enacted, would immediately solve our national security concerns, which I doubt, about the widely popular Chinese-owned video app. Well, maybe when it comes to the app, it would solve national security concerns. But such a ban might ultimately put our national security at greater risk. Moreover, it would sidestep a broader problem, our nation's overall failure to address concerns over the huge amount of personal data collected in our digital lives, especially when that data could be used by foreign adversaries. Now, we're all pretty much aware at this point that TikTok is not the only app that, you know, basically collects data on the people that use the app. We already know. I did a video about Facebook, and you know, when it was called like LifeLog and all of that stuff long ago, you know, because in a sense the apps don't have to, you know, they don't have to really collect data on you because you're giving it up yourself. You see what I'm saying? It kind of goes back. It almost kind of goes back to like the Luciferian doctrine of the fact that they have to show you what they're doing before they do it. It's almost, if you get what I'm trying to say, it's almost the same thing. They basically give it to you in like a friendly way. That's how you know a lot of this stuff is like, is really from the devil, but we're going to get into that. They give it to you in a friendly way and they invite you to put your life on the app. So they really don't have to collect data on you. Just like when Facebook first started, all of your best friends, you know, you had your friends list, you top this, top that, MySpace, top this, top that. All you got to do is go on your page and see who your best friend is. Go on your page, you know, on Facebook and see that you're married. See that you're in a relationship and that they can probably find the girl that you're in the relationship with. Most of these apps, they already have your entire life on the internet with just you doing it yourself. They don't even have to dig into your IP and, you know, collect your bank account numbers and all this other stuff and be sneaky, although I'm pretty sure they do that in certain kind of ways as well. But basically, you already put your entire life on the app, regardless. In a way, you know, we kind of did it to ourselves. Now, going back to how I said we basically, you know, we allow ourselves to be tracked over the internet. This goes back to algorithms. It goes back to basically, you know, not just TikTok's algorithm, but Instagram, YouTube, so on and so on. By us putting all of our information on the internet, guess what we also put on the internet? We also put our emotions on the internet. We create videos being sad. Some of us do videos crying, you know, expressing every emotion that you have in life, and you put it on the internet for others to see. So in turn, these algorithms, they basically track all of these types of posts and all of these different types of emotions to basically feed the main pages, to feed the home pages of people who are joining the apps. So that way they can group these certain kind of peoples, you know, these certain kind of people with certain types of emotions. And that way the app knows what kind of person you are. This way the algorithm knows what kind of videos to feed you when you're on the app. Now I have a little short clip that goes into a little bit more about that, because it takes me back to when everyone started to realize that, you know, you'll be talking to your friend about, you know, renting a car, or talking to your friend about going to Walmart, and then next thing you know, you get an ad about, you know, on your phone or Instagram about Walmart or something like that. And it raises the question, you know, are these apps listening to us? It's like, yeah, of course, the app is listening to you in a way. But then at the same time, like when it comes to TikTok, the algorithm is also, it's placing videos in front of you based off of what you spend the most time on. And the little clip I have is just going to talk about that a little bit more. I think it's from Wall Street Journal's YouTube page, because they did like an investigation of how the ByteDance algorithm works on TikTok. Because people would start to think that, hold on, wait a minute, the app is showing me stuff that I'm thinking. So it's like, obviously the algorithm is not reading your mind, it's reading your emotions. And in turn, on your feed, you're getting videos of how you're thinking in the moment, because you spend so much time looking at videos that make you feel a certain way. The app has now learned you. The app knows who you are. The algorithm knows exactly who you are. So it'll give you a sense that this damn app is reading my mind. But at the same time, do you understand how dangerous that can be to young kids? Because now the algorithm, the app is now like, you know, it's sort of sending you in a direction instead of you actually wanting to be in that direction. You could have been sad that one day, but now all you get is sad content that kind of, puts you in depression, because the algorithm has figured you to be this type of person. But this kind of shit is very dangerous to young kids, to impressionable minds. That's why I say everything has a spiritual side to it. It goes really deep, you know. It affects adults as well, but this is mostly for kids. TikTok is for kids. And the way a lot of these algorithms are today and how they're basically controlling your emotions, you're not in the driver's seat of your own thoughts anymore. It's the internet. It's the algorithm. It's the app that you're on. But before, I go further and further on what I personally think about it, just check out this small clip real quick.
Okay, has anyone else noticed that your For You page has been a little too accurate lately? It hasn't been things that I'll Google or I talk about. It's been thoughts.
It's been thoughts.
TikTok knows everything about us.
TikTok knows everything about us.
TikTok users often wonder how the world's fastest growing social network seems to know them so well.
TikTok's secretly listening to us while we're watching videos? I don't know.
The answer to how this app gets to know you so intimately is a highly secretive algorithm, long guarded by TikTok's China-based parent company, ByteDance.
TikTok has been so successful in terms of implementing their algorithms.
TikTok's algorithm can influence the thinking of U.S. youth.
To understand how it knows users so well, the Wall Street Journal created over 100 automated TikTok accounts, or bots, that watched hundreds of thousands of videos on the app. We also spoke to current and former executives at the company. Officially, the company says that shares, likes, follows, and what you watch all play a role in what TikTok shows you. We found that TikTok only needs one of these to figure you out: how long you linger over a piece of content. Every second you hesitate or rewatch, the app is tracking you.
I just want to quiet the noise.
Through this one powerful signal, TikTok learns your most hidden interests and emotions and drives you deep into rabbit holes of content that are hard to escape.
You see what I'm saying? But not really knowing the intent behind it. You see? Because most of these apps, like Facebook, was created by DARPA. And these are basically government entities that don't have your best interests at heart. This was all done on purpose so everything could be in a system, including your life. They want to know everything that is going on. All information needs to be processed somewhere. So they could basically have a hold on what's to come, or just, a better way to be able to tell how someone's going to act to this, how someone's going to react to this post, that post, know your emotions, so on and so on. There's a lot to it. Now, this is why I relate everything back to the spiritual side of everything. And when it needs be, back to the devil. Because it goes right into what I just said about how all information needs to be processed. It needs to be in some kind of central processor, some kind of system that can process information. And yes, even from people, even from emotions, everything needs to be tracked. Now, there's only one entity that wants to do that. It's not man, it's the devil. Why? Because the devil wants to be like God. Y'all have to remember, everything is spiritual. I don't care what it is. Everything has a spiritual side to it. Okay? Once you understand that, then you can better understand and be able to take the blindfold off your eyes to what most things mean in life and, the purpose behind it. Because like God is omnipresent. God does not need the internet, although he uses the internet to reach certain people. Like my videos, like other people's videos, you're meant to see certain things when you're meant to see them. But at the end of the day, God knows what's going to happen. The devil doesn't. God does not need the internet to be able to reach every single person. I believe he does use it. Like I said, in a way, God does use the internet. He will send you a message through someone on the internet. It kind of goes back to how everything is a double-edged sword. But there is one person, there is one entity, and that's the devil, that wants to have all information of all people in one space. Basically uses his fallen angels that are here on earth to do his deeds, his agents. And at the end of the day, this is a way, because we know that Satan is the god of this world, he can now be able to track everything. He has to come up with these kind of schemes through the internet, through multiple other sources, to be able to track things that is going on in his world, to be able to track his people, the people that he has a hold on, which is why people like me, my account, other people who are truthers and so on, this is why our stuff gets shadow banned, because it does the complete opposite of what the devil goal is here with the internet, the World Wide Web. So that is the entire point of it in the first place. Like I said, everything has a spiritual side, y'all. So now you see why your emotions and everything that you do on the internet is such a huge part of apps in general. Because it's really not about trends. They don't care about a trend that's going on the app. The app is there to steer you, to control you, basically. And it's more for the youth, like I said. It's there so you're not in the driver's seat of your own thoughts and your own emotions. It says when it comes to its own citizens, China has prohibited everything from Google to Twitter to even this newspaper, which is the New York Times. Rather than viewing that asymmetry as unfair, we should recognize its symbolic value. America wins when it can show the world that it's an open and democratic country. Not surprisingly, banning TikTok on the grounds that it's a threat to our security won't be seen by other nations as much different from the People's Republic of China's actions to protect itself. It's also not certain that the federal government can, under the First Amendment, simply prohibit access to a significant communications platform, or that it can control online content so as to preclude disinformation. And then there's the political question of whether TikTok's estimated 100 million Americans, fans, will even allow it to be taken away from them. The case against TikTok isn't hard to make. The heads of the FBI and our spy agencies fear that Chinese government will force TikTok's owner, ByteDance, to hand over the extensive personal information of the app's American users or demand that it push disinformation. In fact, China's 2017 national intelligence law requires Chinese companies to furnish any customer information relevant to China's national security. It says TikTok collects astonishing amounts of user information, more than some other popular social media apps. Probably not more than some of them. I'm pretty sure TikTok collects more than every other app that there is. Considering the amount of traffic that is on the app, my personal opinion, they collect the most, probably 2 times more than every other app that there is. There's no evidence that ByteDance has ever turned over this information to the Chinese government. What I find crazy is, it says 2 out of 3 American teenagers have used TikTok. So this information on the app could be particularly potent for that impressionable audience. There's no better evidence of why a government might fear the app's insidious nature than the fact that TikTok is banned in China itself. A Chinese-owned app is banned in China itself, bro. Instead, the Chinese government lets ByteDance use a limited domestic version of the app that is subject to the state's censorship. So you can imagine the people that have that limited domestic version app in China, they're not looking at anything that other countries or America is seeing on TikTok. Probably none of the trends, nothing. Like it's probably so limited that, you know, they don't even look at TikTok because they can't see anything they probably want to. And you have to think about the fact that, you know, as it read earlier in the article, everything is banned in China. Google, probably Yahoo, Instagram, YouTube is not even allowed in China. Why? Because they fear it interrupts the culture of their country. So they don't want its citizens, you know, saying basically disinformation, all kind of crazy stuff about China. Everything is banned in China. Even I think in Russia too. I think Russia has just about everything that China has banned. It's the same thing. So basically the 2 countries that, you know, we're like, you know, kind of most involved with back and forth war rumors and all of this kind of stuff, they don't allow their citizens to watch anything or have anything that basically we have here in America. Now, to go ahead and wrap this video up, give my last thoughts on TikTok, you know, just in general. And I've kind of touched on this before in a previous video. And this kind of relates more to, you know, the spiritual side of how I view the internet today, especially TikTok, especially an app where little kids and, you know, even not little kids, you know, people who are of age, adults as well, where you can log on to something and basically see anything you want, right? So this is why I say I've talked about this before. You know how today we see so much sex through apps, through Instagram, TikTok, you know, and it doesn't have to be actual sex or naked bodies. It's lust. It's a lot of women, you know, a lot of women showing their bodies, and I'm speaking as in for men. You know, of course, women see what they see for men as well. But today, there's a lot of lust. There's a lot of, sex that you see on the internet, a lot of body, a lot of stuff that keeps your eyes wandering, a lot of things that, can mesmerize you and just can keep you in a continuous state of lust. So you're always lusting after men. You're always lusting after women. TikTok is another example of keeping that going. Anything that has power the way TikTok does, an app, a music, a song, I think it's all a goal that's tied back to the New World Order. Everything has an agenda to push a certain agenda and to, create a new order of things. You know what I'm saying? And it takes me back, like I said, I've talked about it before. As humans, to my understanding of the spirit world and, and what I feel like we're here for as a collective, I don't feel like humans are meant to see the world. God says, do not be of the world. So don't partake in worldly things. So in my understanding, that also means we're not supposed to see the world either. Now, I'm not talking about going on vacations and seeing all the different countries and stuff like that. I mean, you're not supposed to have access to everything that is out there. And that is what apps like TikTok does to the average person. You now have access to things that you would never had access to before without the app. Like I said when I started this video, it's a double-edged sword, because now we're in the age of information. You can learn things that you've never learned, that you may have not, you never would have learned this on TikTok, or you never would have learned in your regular life without TikTok. And it's like, cool, that was great. You learned a lot of stuff. And that is also where I went back. Everything is duality. We have to remember that. I said God uses the internet just the way the devil does. Because, some little kid, he was on TikTok, he watched a bunch of spiritual videos, and he turned his life around, and he wanted to teach others about God, or teach others about, taking care of yourself. So that's a positive check off of TikTok. So that's why I said that. It's duality at the end of the day. Of course, you get a few good things from it, and you get a few bad things from it. But it's mostly things that you really aren't supposed to be able to see. And now today, with the internet the way it is, where it really creeps in your mind when you have, like unlimited access to stuff, is it goes back to the internet and the apps controlling your emotions. The internet is telling you what to do before you tell yourself something. The internet told you you want your girl to look like this. The internet told you you want your girl to wear this because that's what you see online. Or you want her to act a certain way. You want her to say certain things. It controls just about everything. And now you're looking for things in real life that you see on the internet. And that is the problem. So that's why I say we're not supposed to see as much as we see. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care about y'all talking about people in the Bible having multiple wives and all this and that. I don't care what y'all say. You're not supposed to see as many women as you see on the internet, because it's bad for your mind. It's not realistic. You're not going to see that in real life. You're not going to get that in real life. It doesn't even have to be women. It can be, it could be anything that you're seeing too much. You're allowing too much into your mind. And it's creating an artificial reality that you're trying to live that you will never probably live. When you just need to worry about your life, the things right in front of you that you can control. And, just let stuff happen naturally. The internet causes you to force things into your life that would have never been there if it wasn't for the internet. You have to let things naturally happen. Even if you want a woman, you want a man, let it naturally happen in real life. You know, so it's a pretty deep topic. You know, it's something I could probably keep going on, and I could come back and make a part 2. Because, you know, things just, when I get to talking like this, it just starts pinging, and I kind of feel like I get all over the place. So, you know, at this point, I feel like I just want to wrap it up so I don't, you know, get too far off topic. I think we covered the TikTok thing, you know, pretty well. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. And the person that requested this video, I appreciate it because it was a pretty good topic that I've never talked about. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. As always, get a conversation going back and forth. YouTube is really shadow banning my videos, and it's something I never say, but y'all go ahead and, you know, hit that like button as much as y'all can, man. So, anyways, with that being said, it's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon.